All right, what's going on, everyone? We got a Marshall King discussion to have. I do want to talk about Dr. Stone. Unfortunately, I haven't watched today's episode yet, but the big thing I want to talk about is Gachi Akuta. Or Gachi Akuta, I should say. Gachi Akuta, Dawn to Dawn, Kaiju number 8, a bunch of other anime. Summer 2025 is going to be huge. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is because they recently dropped the first trailer, not just teaser, but trailer for Gachi Akuta. And bro started right as Ramadan fast ends for the day. Well, you know me, just trying to help everybody out. Anyway, Gachi Akuta had its first trailer drop, and the reaction was bigger than I think anyone expected. I mean, obviously Gachi Akuta fans wanted it to be this big, but I don't think anyone was really expecting it to be this big. If you look at the trailer, it's already got well over 1 million views. So that combined with all of the other things it has going for it, I think it has the potential to be one of the best anime of the year. And I think what's gonna happen is it's going to be one of the biggest seasons of anime in the last 10 years or so. Can I finally speak on Kagurabachi and Embers? Well, Embers I don't really have anything to say about. I didn't read the new chapter. We can talk about Kagurabachi if people want to talk about Kagurabachi, but the big thing I want to talk about is this summer season. Hey, Ouji, am I excited for MHA? If you're talking about Vigilantes, yes. Vigilantes looks really good. I'm curious to see what changes they might make. But I also think it's going to benefit from being animated by Bones. Not that I don't love the art style of the manga. There's too many people? Not at all. I would say like 50 to 100 people would be too many people. But I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Dark. I'm waiting on Kekai Sensen Season 3. Oh, yeah. When is Season 3 coming out? Is that spring? Summer? Ever? We also got Eddie Rayman in the chat. What's going on, Eddie? Pleasure to have you. We have Tiberius. What's good? Studio Bones made my favorite anime movie, Sword of the Stranger. Yeah, I saw that when I was looking up Bones earlier. Sword of the Stranger. 2007. A swordsman becomes caught up in a struggle between morality, righteousness, and devotion after he agrees to take a raggedy boy and his dog to a Buddhist temple. Well, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a good movie. And it's Bones, so I'm sure the animation is pretty good too. For people who react to anime... Alright, never mind. It was great. I don't know why they don't animate it. So, Kekai Sensen Season 3. I'm not sure. I never really got into that anime, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. The animation and sword fight snap. Yeah, it's crazy. You would think in a medium like anime or a field like anime, there'd be a lot more like really, really good animated sword fights. And it's not as much as you would think. Even in something like One Piece. They better not ruin season 4 or 5 because Japanese audiences didn't like the villain story. If you're talking about the final season of My Hero, I'm not too sure about that one. We got Blazing Boy and Justin in the chat. What's going on, guys? Pleasure to see you. So Dark, what did you say? Bro, people who make reactions to animes when they use clips and get copyrighted, how do they make money? That's a couple of things. I mean, a guy like Nicholas Light, I'm pretty sure also streams, right? Isn't he on Twitch too? So Twitch is a little different than YouTube in how they handle copyright. That being said, it's certainly not like you can do whatever you want on Twitch, right? But that guy's pretty big. He's like one of the biggest anime reaction creators right now. So he's got it good. We got Eden's in the chat. What's up? What's good? Doing good, man. You know, just working on the YouTube channel. Excited to talk about anime. For everybody in the chat, I did not get a chance to watch today's Dr. Stone episode yet. I've been working on scripting videos for April. So, yeah. By the way, Ouji, you didn't get copyright by Solo Leveling Webtoon? We got Soul in the chat. What's good, Soul? I am not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that question because I feel like if I acknowledge that with an answer, Webtoon will use that as an excuse to respond. Speaking of copyrights, if you didn't notice, my last Chainsaw Man video got taken down. I should say it got taken down by Shueisha, with air quotes. 99% chance it was some bot account or one of their third parties. But I sent a counter dispute, so hopefully that should be up in the next couple of weeks. That Gundam series looks pretty dope. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not too sure. Gundam's weird. Gundam, I feel like they're kind of just pumping out whatever for content now. I'm gonna make my little brother watch Berserk. Just be careful, man. You might traumatize somebody. I had a Kagurabachi video with that same issue. Yeah, Shueisha they're like weird. I feel like, and I say they, I don't know. With me, they kind of come in seasons, but I'm not too sure. Seriously, by Chainsaw Man? Again, it's not Chainsaw Man. It's Shueisha. And I always say Shueisha with air quotes because 9 times out of 10, it's not the people at Shueisha. It's either one of their third parties that they use, or it's some bot, some hooded weeb that has nothing better to do than to submit copyright claims against anime YouTubers, which is stupid. Anyway, so let's talk about, we can talk about Dr. Stone and Marshall King later, but let's talk about the upcoming anime seasons, because starting in April, we pretty much have guaranteed hype for 2025 anime. So yeah, this is something I'm curious to see how it plays out. I Show Speed can stream One Piece episodes. he won't get a strike. So iShowSpeed said he got permission from someone at, I think he said Shueisha or Viz or somebody. I don't know. He said he got permission from somebody. I tend to doubt he got permission, like explicit legal permission from someone at Shueisha, like the actual company of Shueisha. And when I say Shueisha, I mean like a lead position at Shueisha. I feel like he kind of just talked to somebody that works for like Funimation or Viz or the One Piece dub, right? So I'm curious to see how that'll work. And even then, right, with the way YouTube works, I don't know about Twitch, but with YouTube, anyone can say they're Shueisha. YouTube doesn't like confirm that. If you say you're Shueisha and you give an email that looks like it's Shueisha's email, you can submit a copyright claim saying you're Shueisha. So my point being, I hope that works, because then that could pave the way for creators to work in collaboration with Shueisha and other manga companies, and hopefully, like actually start, doing proper reviews and not having to like, look behind their back all the time and like think they're gonna get copyrighted at any given moment. Japan is very strict on permission to use. Yeah, the reason for that is, one, corporate Japan is on steroids, right? They have all the salarymen, and they have all the corporate Japan is just like the epitome of, capitalism, right? Right after, right up there with corporate America. But they're pretty aggressive. On top of that, the Japanese legal system currently does not recognize formally the doctrine of fair use. And fair use is basically, hey, we don't own this thing, but we're going to use it in such a way that even though we don't own it, it's legal, because we're just borrowing it. Japan does not recognize that in doctrine. In Japan, you either own a thing and have the rights to a thing, or you don't. And because anime and manga are domestic Japanese products, Japanese law applies, hence why copyrights are such a huge problem with anything Japanese, never mind anime and manga, like Pokemon games, video games, whatever. Anyway, Dark said Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, Fire Force 3, My Hero Final Season, One Frame Man. That's awesome. You would think they have... You think they'd be fine with extra exposure? Yeah, again, it's just a matter of they don't recognize fair use. So it's not a matter of exposure. It's a matter of their legal doctrine. Anyway, let's talk about the spring and summer seasons. First of all, I would like to point out that 2025 is already off to an amazing start. There are a bunch of other anime this season, but the two headliners really were Dr. Stone and Dr. Stone and Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling obviously getting way more viewership than it did for the last season, which is saying something because the first season was very popular. And Dr. Stone is still in like the top 10 of Crunchyroll and I believe Netflix. You also have the latter end of Shangri-La Frontier if you want to throw that in as well, even though it's technically not a winter anime. Shangri-La Frontier is probably at the peak of its popularity. Not that it's peaked per se, but this is probably the most talked about and the most popular the series has ever been. We have Phantom in the chat. What's going on, Phantom? Hello. Pleasure to see you. I just finished season 2 of Radiant. Can't they give a trailer for season 3 or something? Unfortunately, the manga progresses very slow. Tony Valente and Onkama released the series by volume rather than chapter because it's published like graphic novels and not some sort of magazine, right? It's not serialized, I guess is the term. On top of that, he's working on other stuff. So he really only does like 14 to 20 chapters a year, if I'm not mistaken, at most. So yeah, that's why season 3 probably won't happen for at least another 2 years because the source material just isn't there yet. Yeah, Invincible isn't an anime, but it's worth noting that Invincible is also arguably the biggest TV show out right now, period. So 2025, outside of anime, but especially in terms of anime, is already off to a great start. Usually the winter season is like, hit or miss, but it's off to a great start. Kaiju number 8, Windbreaker Fire Force, blah, 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 are all releasing in the summer. Yeah, I'm going to get to that, but yeah, this summer season is stacked. Excuse me. So for the spring season, we have Fire Force Season 3, right? Specifically Part 1, but Fire Force Season 3. We have yet another slime anime, which on Mal is somehow the second most anticipated. Let's look at we got a live chart. Let's see. Wait a minute, what? Am I crazy? I thought I just saw that I thought I just saw that the second season of Elusive Samurai was coming out, but I know that's not true. Anyway, Fire Force, Windbreaker Season 2, which I'm very curious to see how that does. Because the first season was like low-key popular. Kind of like Shangri-La Frontier. But like it was one of the most watched anime, and nobody really talked about it. No, it's the I've been killing slimes for 300 years anime. Pretty safe bet that I won't be watching that one. We also have Lazarus by Mappa. Mappa's only big anime for this season, which is interesting because that makes 2 seasons where Mappa really hasn't been in the picture. What do you guys think about the state of Mappa? Do you think they kind of overbooked themselves and now they aren't really able to work at an efficient capacity, or I guess a satisfactory capacity, right? Like, you would probably, in an ideal world, you would like to see something from Mappa every season that, like, you'd actually watch, not like, you know, isekai. But that hasn't really been the case for the last few months. Of course, we also have My Hero Vigilante. We have the beginning after the end, which I have been recommended a number of times now by Studio A Cat. I'm curious to see how that one performs. So it's True Fire Force after... redo next Soul Eater? No comment on that. Mappa employees escaped Madhouse only to recreate the same hell they were in. Yo, we got Josh in the chat. What's good, Josh? Doing good. We're just talking about the upcoming anime seasons. Mappa might come back in the winter. So winter of yes next year, I'm assuming. Well, when we do have... So that's the thing, right? Eden's pointed out something good. We have Rent a Girlfriend. Second Story is getting an anime this season. Which one is that? What's their second story? So what are we talking about? And I hope you're doing good IRL. I am doing good IRL. Thank you, Blazing Boy. We are talking about the upcoming anime seasons. Specifically, why I think Gachi Akuta is going to be a huge deal. I'm just looking forward to the return of One Piece. Yeah, that's going to be huge. Especially with the stuff that will be adapted in Egghead. New Digimon anime starts in October. That'll be interesting. I know a lot of people really like the Digimon anime. So the author of Rent a Girlfriend started a new series, Shunjike no Kodomotachi. Oh god. You said it was this season? Oh, here we go. The Shunji family children. The love between... I don't even know if I can read this. The love between brother and sister. Oh, God. Gee, I wonder what the long hidden secret could be. God. That author is... The author of Rent a Girlfriend really feeds into, like, the lowest base impulses. Like, it's one thing with Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a Girlfriend is, like, Bravo TV, like a reality TV. Watching Rent a Girlfriend is like watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Is it immoral? No. But is it good TV? Also no. But is it fun TV? You bet your ass it is. When's My Hero's final season? I believe it's in the fall season. They usually do My Hero in the fall. Started with Shield Hero, but plan to read ReZero and other light novels. Cool. I don't really read light novels, but at some point I'd like to. Yeah, no, I'm just not gonna comment on that new anime because if you're genuinely interested in that kind of thing and not just watching it for giggles, yeah, there's other better shows to watch. Speaking of which, we have Witch Watch this spring, which I am super excited for. Speaking of trashy shows, it's done by Vibery Animation, which is the studio behind 100 Girlfriends. So the animation should be solid at the very least. Plus, I think Witch Watch being sort of a weekly gag comedy series will benefit from being animated. We also have we have Ranger Reject Season 2, which I'm holding out hope for, but I really don't think is going to impress anyone, unfortunately. From what I heard, the first season was pretty ass. Like somebody mentioned before, we have the new Gundam anime. High school student living peacefully in a colony meets a war refugee. Something about the sport known as clan battle. So, pretty typical Gundam anime. Joint venture of studios Kara and Sunrise. So, that'll be interesting, I guess. Oh, and so this is going to be my big plug, assuming I don't do a video for it down the line. I am highly recommending everyone check out Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. It's being done by Studio Sans again. Now, I don't know what they've done for anime, but also Oscar with the 10 Polish dollar donation. Thank you, Oscar. Your donations are always super appreciated and they're a big help. Friendly reminder that if you don't want to or can't become a channel member, super chats are a easy way to support the channel and let me know that we're doing a good job. Oscar says, hello there, manga fellas. Well, hello, Oscar. Pleasure to see you. And again, thank you so much for the super chat. Fighting game adaptation. Yeah, it's... So, the reason I'm excited for it, one, is because I love Guilty Gear. I love anime. I want a Guilty Gear anime. It's just that simple. The other reason is because Studio Sans again did a PV. It's like an official PV for Guilty Gear Strive. It's about the main character, Soul Bad Guy. If you look up the trailer, look up Guilty Gear Strive music video. You should be able to find it pretty easy. They did that music video, and it is gorgeous. Now, granted, that's like a 2-minute music video with like no in between, right? It's just action, action, action. So it's going to look a lot better than however many episode anime with a lot of in between scenes. Um, so on top of this being a big project for them, I'm also just really excited. Guilty Gear is an amazing series. I love fighting games. I love Guilty Gear. I love anime. So, yeah. Dark says they're donating $100. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Dark. If you want more, just ask. Well, you know, if you have $1 million to spare, I'll take that off your hands for you. You know, just to boost the economy, not for my own selfish desires, just so I can infuse some liquid cash into the economy and get things going. I didn't play Guilty Gear yet, but I have a friend who absolutely loves it. Might talk about it to him. Highly recommend Guilty Gear. If you love fighting games, or if you love anime, and you know you want video games with an anime aesthetic, definitely check out Guilty Gear. Have I heard of Astro Baby? Yes, and I hate it. It's an okay series, but it's just not something I want to read. We have a great comeback as Grand Blue returns after 7 years. Yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to that, so I'm curious to see how that anime does. Thank you, Dark. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $10 bajillion donation. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the spring season. So obviously, winter season is good. Had a few bangers. Spring season is going to be hype with Windbreaker, Fire Force, My Hero, Witch Watch, right? A ton of good anime for the spring. So that brings us to the summer. So I talk about the winter and spring seasons first, because a lot of the times you kind of have like a roller coaster for the year, where like one season is really good, and then the next season is kind of ass. So like everyone kind of takes a break from watching anime. I feel like the winter through the summer is going to be like one big incline of volume for anime viewership. Is Dr. Stone even good? It's better than good. It's the best. It's my favorite series. I'm too excited for Dandadan Season 2. This coming arc is cinema. Yeah, so let's talk about it, right? Dandadan Season 2. Dandadan Season 2, I am expecting it to be even bigger than Season 1. I think it'll be at least as big as Season 1, but probably bigger. The Evil Eye arc, I believe it's called, is like the first big arc proper of Dandadan. So I think it's going to get insane viewership. We get to see Okaroon and Momo's relationship fleshed out, so I think that'll be another big thing. I, better than anyone, should know that the romance in Dandadan is one of the most talked about topics in anime still. So I think a lot of people will look forward to that in Season 2 as well. And depending on how long Season 2 is, we'll also get a good start into the next arc of Dandadan, which has a bunch of aliens and even more romantic tension, all kinds of new characters. I think Season 2 is going to be huge. Where are we? I have a recommendation. Great Villain Boy. I'll have to look into it. Thank you. The summer has Dandadan and Rent a Girlfriend. Listen, haters mad, but real talk, Rent a Girlfriend is superb entertainment. It's trash anime, trash characters, absolute garbage. But it's hot. It's a hot mess, and I love every second of it. I would be depressed if they ever canceled Rent a Girlfriend. I know, I'm pretty sure the manga is over, right? But like if they ever stopped making the anime, I would be depressed. I love that show. Yofukashi no Uta is coming back this summer. Creepy Nuts is doing the opening and ending. Okay, okay. That's pretty cool. Do I think Dandadan Season 2 will adapt more than the Evil Eye arc? Yes. The manga isn't over. The manga for Rent a Girlfriend is still going. That's crazy. That must be like... That's got to be what? Like 400 chapters? Getting close? That's crazy. That means Rent a Girlfriend is longer than Jujutsu Kaisen. I would vouch for TMS to pick up Himatan. I think that would be a good fit, for sure. So on top of Dawn to Dawn, Rent a Girlfriend, we mentioned. I think Rent a Girlfriend will be whatever. Rent a Girlfriend is kind of just like a background anime at this point. It's only for the most cultured individuals, such as myself. It's the longest rom-com harem. Yeah, I think it's got to be getting pretty close, right? I mean, if it's going on for this long, it's got to be close to like 400 chapters. I mean, that's longer than Fire Force. Season 4 is coming out soon, but manga is still going with no end in sight. That's crazy. I hope Himatan gets a good anime adaptation. Yeah, I don't see like a huge fandom for Himatan, but the people who do like it seem to really enjoy it, so I have to check it out soon. I read like 230 chapters and had to tap out, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Given that we're talking about Rent a Girlfriend, I thought you said something else. I had to do a double take. No, in the manga, I'm pretty sure... 369 chapters. That's awesome. But yeah, that means it's longer than Fire Force, which is hilarious. Yeah, even Komi-san ended before Rent a Girlfriend. People kind of got sick of Komi-san, which is depressing. Komi has 499 chapters, but it's small chapters. Yeah. Rent a Girlfriend has like 19-page chapters, right? Consistently. Rent a Girlfriend is getting a video game? Get the hell out of here. Are you serious? Is it a mobile game or like a video game? Wait a minute. What's her name is still trying to figure out if she wants to go out with Kazuma. Aren't they like a couple? Am I crazy? Didn't they like go out or something, or like officially become a couple for a while? That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to do a video on that when the anime comes back, because I feel like it's one of the most bizarre series out there. Like the anime just does okay, but the manga has been going on forever. Rent a Girlfriend is the One Piece of rom-com at this point. Yeah, honestly, that's like the perfect analogy. Dating sim visual novel? Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's the crazy thing too, is like everyone makes fun of Rent a Girlfriend, but it gets all kinds of double spreads. The one anime I'm looking forward to is Fire Force Season 3. Fire Force Season 3 is going to break the internet. Mark my words. Kazuya confessed, but Chizuru is very wishy-washy. That's like the one thing I don't like about Rent a Girlfriend. As much as I love the trash entertainment, I hate that the two main characters can't just like use their words. But I guess if they did, then the series wouldn't be, you know, almost 400 chapters long. Chizuru is currently on a date to test the waters, but no, they're not official. And several chapters ago, the author teased something with Mami-chan. Oh my god. Bro, how is she still relevant after 369 chapters? How do you not just decide like if you're done with somebody or not? God. That series is like the ultimate tease. Literally. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to Rent a Girlfriend. Might have to catch up to the manga before and talk about it in a video because that series is crazy. The fact that I can call it the One Piece of rom-com and have that not even be the least bit ironic is hilarious. Josh says, with Ichi the Witch, the editor-in-chief said they wished that the deal between Nishi and Jump would fail, but it worked out. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, the author of Iramakun is doing very well right now. So for them to move towards Jump is a big deal. Chizuru is the Blackbeard of Rent a Girlfriend. Again, also accurate. Or excuse me, not Chizuru, Mami-chan. Mami-chan is the ultimate schemer. It's crazy. Dude, that's the thing, right? Like, people shit on Rent a Girlfriend, but it's like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's like Below Deck. It's like The Summer House. It's like The Housewives of New Jersey. It's terrible TV. It's got no literary value or enrichment whatsoever. But goddamn, you can sit down and talk about it for like 5 hours. It's like a dumpster fire that just doesn't stop. I'm pretty sure Josh meant Fire Hunter, not Fire Force. Maybe. Yeah, that's crazy though, right? That's the thing. Honestly, this video might have to happen because I don't think we're ready to like honestly talk about Rent a Girlfriend. And this is coming from somebody who, you know, is not the most well versed in like shoujo romance series, but has read Komi-san, has read Kaguya-sama, has read Nagatoro, has read Sign of Affection, has read a bunch of romance series. It's just Rent a Girlfriend occupies the unique space of it sucks, it's ugly, I hate it, but I can't look away. Girlfriend is better than Rent a Girlfriend? Absolutely not. Girlfriend is okay, but it kind of lost me really fast. I feel like it has no plot. It's just like a bunch of crackhead characters. I would like to give it another chance, but it kind of just lost me. Oh, and throw in Tomo-chan. I've watched all of Tomo-chan, which, by the way, low-key my favorite. If you want some help with romance series, talk to Manga Crash. Yeah, that's true. He would know better than me. I'm a Chizuru and Sumi stan. With the Kardashian comparison, I just hope there's no one who will be like Kanye West. Honestly, with the amount of accidental riz he has, or unintentional riz he has. I feel like Kazuya is really just Kazuya West. You know what? I gotta write that down. Hold on. I'm having too many brainstorms here. BRB. Copywriting this, by the way. This is my registered trademark. Nobody steal this. Kazuya is his own Kanye West? No, he's Kazuya West. He's Yeezy. He's Rizzy? Would Rizzy work? Nah, I don't like that. Dude, I love 100 Girlfriends. The comedy in the series is absolutely top tier. The stage, it is already Gintama for harems. I don't know about that. I'm glad I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. Dude, that's the thing. You weren't talking about Rent a Girlfriend an hour ago, and now you're talking about Rent a Girlfriend. Brainstorming theories, nicknames, discussions for Rent a Girlfriend. What do I find better, Rent a Girlfriend or 100 Girlfriends? Rent a Girlfriend. 100 Girlfriends is, you know, okay, but it just there's a certain toxic quality to Rent a Girlfriend that appeals to the worst human qualities, and I absolutely love it. People still call him the worst MC ever off that one chapter. I mean, well deserved. Well deserved. None of my favorite MCs would ever do that. Senku would never. Luffy would never. Shinra would never. Guy from Adventure Quest would never. Rent a Girlfriend is the biggest piece of fiction ever written. It will never be reached from how peak it is. I don't know about that one. Might have to give Rent a Girlfriend another chance. Here's what I'm saying. Do not watch Rent a Girlfriend and hold the same standards for it that you would say, you know, Kaguya-sama or Dandadan. Just watch Rent a Girlfriend knowing it's going to be trash, and you will enjoy it so much better. Like, don't watch it with the goal of like being able to defend it and saying it's a good show. Watch it with the mindset that you know it's trash, but it's still fun to watch. I've seen people say they read for mommy to enter and cause drama, so I see your toxic point. Mommy-chan, but also just like the stupid shit they do. Like, they're all so dumb. Gachi Akuta V YouTuber? Was this series adaptation maybe what involves just like his... Yeah, Eddie, I'm not really sure what you were trying to say there. I'm sorry. So you like garbage series more than a good series because of how garbage it is? No, I like good anime, right? Like, this is the thing people get caught up on when we're talking about anime. People think a good story has to follow some idea of like objective writing. Anime is entertainment, and entertainment is good if it's entertaining. So a show like Rent a Girlfriend, I can hate the characters. I can say they're all idiots. I can say the plot is ridiculous. But if that all comes together to make something that is engaging in an entertaining way to the point where I want to follow it every week for the next 11 to 13 weeks of my life, then that's entertaining. And that's what makes it a good show. Any anime announcements I'm anticipating for this summer? Rent a Girlfriend, Dandadan, Sakamoto Days, sort of, and Gachi Akuta, which brings me back to my point about this summer season. Yeah, the Reze movie is going to be crazy. It's supposed to come out in the fall. Excuse me. Yeah, if you relate to Kazuya, He does have relatable moments. But if you say, oh, I really like Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend, or, oh, I feel represented by Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend, yeah, that's not so bueno. Nana, Orange, Your Line, April, Relife, and Tsukiga Kiri I really like for romance. Okay, okay. I've never seen Rent a Girlfriend, but it sounds horrible. Yes, it sounds horrible, but it's amazing. Purely for entertainment value. Oh, there was a VTuber that got involved with Gachi Akuta and was mentioned on the podcast by Giguk. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to see if it's in one of their clips. I hope no one is sleeping on fragrant flower blooms with dignity. It's peak romance. Okay. I'll have to look out for that one. Art is subjective, and how you approach a series should be a sliding scale. It's okay to watch a series because it's comfy and you don't have to be as engaged. Again, it all comes down to one universal framework. Was it fun to watch? A show can be, philosophical or psychological, but if it wasn't fun to watch, then it wasn't a good show. Fragrant is peak romance. Okay, so what was it called again? Crap. What the hell? Fragrant flower blooms. Okay. Fragrant flower blooms. I'll have to look into that. I think Fragrant is getting an anime. It sounds vaguely familiar, so it might be. Domo Senpai? I don't know. Did he get mentioned on Trash Taste? For anybody who follows the channel, I don't like that guy. He did me dirty, and also his video sucked where he did me dirty. So, not a fan of that guy. Where I know Oscar had a comment. Do you think the author planned for it to be trash from the beginning, or did he? Oh, we're talking about Rent a Girlfriend there. I think when they made that series, they knew who their main demographic was gonna be. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Now I'm kind of curious who they mentioned. So they've mentioned it a few times, but I don't know if they mentioned a specific YouTuber. If anybody knows what Eddie is talking about, let me know. I've been seeing his Ichi the Witch video popping up in my recommended. Figured that was the same guy. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the guy. He seems like a decent person, but he made a video in reaction to my one big Gachi Akuta video where he tried to rip my video apart and did a very poor job of it. And He basically gave me no credit whatsoever. So yeah. And it was funny because in the video, he's like, oh, I don't normally do this kind of thing. I don't like to do this kind of thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's like, you knew exactly what you were doing. I will anticipate Akane Banashi and Kagurabachi anime adaptations in the summer. Maybe next summer? Question mark. I don't know about Akane Banashi. I would love to see an Akane Banashi anime, but I don't know. We have Bissy Cream in the chat. Well, hello. Pleasure to have you. We're getting close to an hour, so let me just share my final thoughts here, or at least move on to the main topic. So we have Dawn to Dawn. So Kaiju number 8 is going to be an interesting one. I didn't really notice a ton of people talking about season 1 as it was releasing. I do know the manga is still one of the most popular ongoing manga, like consistently. It used to be in the top 5. It's still in like the top 6 on Manga Plus. So I think there'll be a ton of viewership for Kaiju number 8 this season, or the summer season, but I'm not too sure. By Mori Calliope? Okay. Okay, yeah. No, that is not Domo Senpai. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, how the hell did Domo Senpai get on Trash Days? When do you think we will get the second part of Dr. Stone's science future? I would imagine probably... I would say if not this fall, then probably next winter. Ouji, what anime are you planning to watch for the spring season? What did we talk about? I will absolutely be watching Fire Force. I have a video coming out. I was not the biggest fan of Windbreaker season 1, but I want to give season 2 a chance, and I'm going to try to watch My Hero Vigilante. I'll also be watching Witch Watch. Anyway, so we talked about Kaiju, we talked about Dawn to Dawn. Call of the Night was, pretty popular, so I think that'll do good as well. Sakamoto Days, I'm curious to see, only because I feel like the hype for that series has died down. And considering how popular the first season was, I think season 2 will be about as popular. But as far as like people in the community hyping it up, I don't really think it's gonna reach the same levels. And then of course we have Gachi Akuta. So why do I think Gachi Akuta is gonna be such a big deal? It's being done by Studio Bones. So obviously it's got certain expectations. It's one of the most talked about ongoing manga. It's regularly argued to be one of the best manga of the current generation. It's the spiritual successor of Fire Force. It's like the biggest manga in Weekly Shonen magazine, if I'm not mistaken, right now. On top of all of that, you have Studio Bones working on a series that is like the spiritual sequel to Okubo, right? like Kei Uruna worked for Okubo, shares a lot in common personality wise and creatively. So in a way, this is like this is probably as close to a Soul Eater remake as we're going to get. Not that I think that's never going to happen, but you have Bones working on what is essentially the sequel to Fire Force. So you have Bones, instead of doing another Soul Eater, working on a new series that is basically part of the Okubo lineage, heritage, whatever you want to call it. So I think there's going to be a lot of excitement for this series, which we've already seen with the trailer already at well over 1 million views. So on top of the anime, on top of the story being awesome, awesome characters, unique premise, and the fact that it's being done by Studio Bones, and the fact that Kei Uruna is an amazing artist, I think it has all of the makings to be a instant classic. And saying all of that, I think this is going to be the biggest season since summer of 2019. So if you go back to summer of 2019, we had Demon Slayer episode 19 in the later half of Demon Slayer. You also had Fire Force, and you had Dr. Stone, right? Fire Force kind of died down through season 1, but it had a really strong start. And Dr. Stone obviously was an instant classic. There were a bunch of other anime, but those were the big ones. But the big thing about summer of 2019 is that was when Demon Slayer really blew up and became one of the faces of like the current or the most recent anime generation, right? It literally created a brand new generation of anime fans. So that being said, I think Gachi Akuta has the potential to do the same thing Demon Slayer did. I think it has the potential to create a brand new generation of anime fans. But we'll just have to wait and see. I haven't read Gachi Akuta and want to go in completely blind to the anime. That is okay, and I don't blame you for that. I think you will have a great experience because of it. That's true. Blue Lock is also pretty big. Oscar says I love Windbreaker. I agree that the plot is average and strange at times, but I love the characters, especially the presentation of the main character, Sakura. It's funny you say that, because Sakura is like my least favorite character in the story. Again, I've only seen season 1, which is only like 11 episodes, which translates to only about 30 chapters. So I'm not going to sit here and judge a series by like 30 chapters. That being said, I think the story is very vanilla. I think it's very bland, and it's also very cliche and slightly cringe. But look out for more of my thoughts in the next couple of weeks when I upload my full review. On that note, that's going to be it for today's stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We had a great turnout as always, and tons of great discussion. Unplanned, but we had a very thorough and insightful discussion on Rent a Girlfriend. We'll definitely have to bring that up again. That was weird. Lost the stream for a second. I don't know if everybody is still with me. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you, Edens. Thank you, Oscar, again for another super chat. Always a big help. Thank you for all the regulars like Eddie, Justin, Edens, everybody. there will so again, I apologize for the break we had to take earlier this week, but streams will resume on their regular schedule. We'll be streaming Sunday, and we will be streaming Monday as well. So on that note, look out for a Fire Force video this weekend, and I'll see you Sunday. Peace.